Tonight on Debate Amongst Friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the brooms must be on sale. NBA teams are just sweeping people. The top seeds really going through those bottoms and middles. I'm going to talk about the other series, of course. Is Poppa ballin' or is he bugging? We're going to go over some NBA rumors. The FGC games have been revealed, some WWE news, and more starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to Debates Among Friends, the weekly sports podcast. This is episode 53 on May 10th, 2017. I am your host, the Professor John Gotti, and always by my side, dropping down the facts like it's prescriptions inside of your local pharmacy. It's Doc Ocean. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I decided not to use an AJ Styles reference for your intro, so, small victories for that.
And I decided not to go on the King of RNG Trollmaster rant.
Oh, the night's still young. We know that he likes to put that in there, so.
Yeah, it is pretty young. You're right.
I mean, I'm only saying it because I know, and you know too. We all
Yes.
know. But
Scott
we got.
knows too.
I mean, Scott knows. He's down. He understands. He gets it. I mean, even though he got yelled at a lot, it was so bad that Helen had to come through and try to calm it down. But I mean, it is what it is. It's always another weekend, always another way for him to redeem himself.
Not Helen. Oh no.
I mean, Helen's pretty good. Don't trip too much on Helen. She gets the job done. Oh, shout outs to Helen.
Uh-oh.
As she looked at me with those glaring eyes.
But
But
let's get into some debating, sir.
absolutely. Sweep-Mania is running wild. These playoffs, it's kind of ridiculous.
It is. But I mean, not to coin an old phrase, but they are who we thought they were, and people continue to let them off the hook.
Speaking of letting people off the hook, I mean, I feel like it's we already know who's gonna make it to the finals.
Well, do we? I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
know that.
granted, we said that before, and it didn't happen when we had the Lakers and the Cavaliers on a collision course. So much so that Nike decided to make puppets that we enjoy quoting quite often to
Absolutely.
promote the you know, inevitable event that was going to occur that year, which would be the Cleveland Cavaliers and Los Angeles Lakers in the finals, which is supposed to be the coronation of LeBron James becoming the guy.
I remember that.
Of course, that didn't
Basketball.
happen.
Basketball, baby. $20 Chinese food.
$20 Chinese food, exactly. I mean, I enjoy watching a good sweep. I feel like the people sometimes overhype it too much.
No, definitely. I agree.
Like, I feel like hashtag Professor got reads when it comes to the Cavaliers, which you can definitely purchase on teesprings.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Teesprings.com/stores/debates among friends.
Absolutely.
The Cavaliers sandbagged their way to an easier path to the Eastern Conference Finals and potentially to the finals.
Now, we talked about that, of course, briefly over the weekend. And I mean, I have to agree, but again, it's chess, not checkers.
It is.
I mean, when you think about it, I probably would have did the exact same thing. Probably not. I probably would have just tried to dominate. I don't think it really matters. If you're a good team, you just try to dominate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know.
there's so much talk, so much debating about, oh, well, maybe, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like,
Nope. Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
You wanna be the best.
I mean, to beat the
You
man, you
gotta
gotta.
beat the
Yeah, to
best.
beat a man, you gotta beat the man. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, unfortunately, in the Eastern Conference, which we've seen a lot of memes, we've seen a lot of statistics, we've seen a lot of pictures and comparison. Of course, it's all about LeBron and Jordan for some reason.
Of course.
Um, but the one that sticks out to
Which
me
I
the
don't know if you
most.
had a chance to look at the post I just put out there on Twitter and Facebook. By the way, you can follow the doctor at TL Level. It showed a side by side comparison of LeBron and Jordan because everyone keeps saying, well, can you make an argument about why Jordan is better than LeBron other than 6 rings? Well, we got our answer.
Well, that was just part of it. I think the other thing that Skip Bayless actually put out there was Jordan faced up against what 30 to I think it was like I don't know if he put 40 or
Yep.
maybe it might have even been 50 Hall of Famers. I mean, of course, the jury is still out on who LeBron is facing right now, but out of this group, and I mean, of course, now it might be a little easier moving forward to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
But do you think there's 50 players in the NBA right now worthy of going to the
No.
Hall of Fame?
No. No. And that's with all due respect with the rest of the players. I mean, there are some great players out there,
Sure.
but there's not 50 that's going to be Hall of Famers. I'm sorry.
So, breezing through the Eastern Conference, I mean,
I mean, mind
it's
you, this is the
no,
second straight year that they're breezing.
yeah, it's no, and that's why I was trying to tell people, because somebody's, that post that created a little bit of cash that I put up, about Tyrone Lue saying that, you know, LeBron was this, LeBron was that, and I mean, of course, people didn't read my particular comments about me agreeing with Tyrone Lue
Mm.
specifically for the East, but not for the NBA, as they were saying that people like Ewing and others didn't get rings because of Michael Jordan, and that's LeBron today. And I don't believe that because, as somebody mentioned, there has been some other teams to win the championship over LeBron James. But in the East, he's reigned supreme.
In the East, he basically made, to use FGC tactics. I mean, he's using top tier and everyone else is using bottom tier.
He's basically created a monopoly in the East.
It's like playing Borderlands and
Nope.
you decide to jump in the game at level 1
Oh
and
god,
the other person is playing at level 50.
you die with you die by them just getting aggroed.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Oh god. But I
Like
mean, it's no comparison to me though. I mean, Jordan was really special. Don't get me wrong. We're not saying LeBron's not special.
he's
We're just
he's
saying,
he definitely is special. Like we're giving the guy credit where it's due, but the
uh,
issue that the LeBron maniacs, who always hulk up whenever someone try to criticize LeBron, the issue with them is they don't want to hear any negative responses, no negative feedback, no constructive feedback about the guy who they hail as the messiah of basketball this generation.
straight up Jesus Shuttlesworth. Oh god. But no, I agree. I just think that it's one of those situations where LeBron can't do any wrong,
Hmm.
and I just get tired of it because it's so easy for him to do that. Like the East is so weak. That's why he would never ever have come to the West.
No.
You know what I mean? Like think about it like this. Now, I could tell you, and I posed this question, and I would pose the question to all the listeners out there: if LeBron, when he went to the Miami Heat,
Hmm.
if he didn't create the media frenzy, and him, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade just commonly got together, would it have been as bad?
The answer would have been no.
And actually, I was in a car ride with a coworker who clearly said, "Listen, LeBron left Cleveland. There was going to be an uproar no matter what." And I told him, I said, "Well, I mean, you think about it. Only person that really was contradicting his statements was what, James Dolan.
Yep.
I mean, everybody
James
else was
Dolan.
like, not James Dolan. Oh my God, what's that
David
owner?
Blatt.
No, no, no. The owner of the Cavs. Dolan. Dolan's so terrible. It just came to mind.
I was like, wait, what?
Oh, what is the owner of the Cavs? Oh, Dolan's so bad. It just came. It just popped right in there. It's like the Marshmallow Man in
The
Ghostbusters. It just popped right
Marshmallow Man. He just popped right in. Oh my,
in.
Dan Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert. That was his name.
Which,
And
fun fact, apparently Usher has some stakes inside the ownership too.
Usher. I think Usher got it while LeBron was gone because I
Yep.
mean
It
it
was
probably
penny for $1.
yeah, I was about to say it probably was real cheap at that particular time. But remember, he wrote that letter saying that the Cavs would win a championship before LeBron won in Miami. I mean, that was his words, not mine, of course, his words. And
Come on.
of course,
Come on.
LeBron won. LeBron won before they
Like,
even got to the
I guess
playoffs.
the bigger question is, you know, would people still be lording over LeBron James if he would have went 0-4 in Miami, or even went 1-3? Like, that's the bigger question.
I don't feel like LeBron can do any wrong.
Because he still have a losing record in NBA Finals.
Absolutely,
But
but
then
it's the
people
fact
talk
that
about Michael Jordan, having a losing record in the NBA playoffs. But the competition was way bigger,
absolutely
way tougher to get
the
out
East
of the
was
East.
the East was serious.
The
Actually,
East was a legit contender. The East literally had teams full of Hall of Famers, as you
yeah,
forementioned,
yeah.
that Jordan had to get through. By the time Jordan finally broke that hurdle, like, you knew this was now Jordan's time.
And then have to go play against a team in the West, in which a lot of teams, the top four teams in the West, were never really slouches, and that remains true today. I don't think the Cavs would be a top. I don't think the Cavs would be a top three team in the West. Maybe
No,
not even top four team in the West.
no.
It just so happens that they play in a weak conference, and people won't accept that.
People will not accept that. Oh, well, didn't they end up beating a Western Conference team in the finals? Yeah, for one series.
One
But they
series,
had, almost a month rest because they sweep everyone else.
a lot of rest. I mean, again,
Meanwhile, most of the teams in the West, and we'll talk about the team that is also 8-0 in the playoffs this year, but most of
mm,
the team in the West, go through grinding series.
true.
It's
Except for
not 4-game series.
except for the Warriors when they had that practice.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there as soon as we finish up about the Cavs.
I mean, it was practice.
It is practice, but I mean, would LeBron legacy be as it is right now? Would the LeBron Maniacs be running as wildly right now? You know, would the salt be more real to them? And the reality setting in that he only has 2 rings. One was from a lockout season, which kind of definitely get an asterisk.
Hmm. I don't think so. I think LeBron winning. If LeBron won any, even if he didn't win any, you think about the fact that he's been to 90 straight championship games and NBA finals. That's all people care about now. He's been to 90 NBA finals. Even if he loses this one, it doesn't really matter. And I think,
I mean, even
um,
like I'm looking at the graph that I put up on Twitter. For those that don't know, someone had the bright mind to list the different stats between LeBron James and Michael Jordan, their stats between the ages of 21 and 31, 32 for Michael because he left for 1 year.
hmm
Here's the key
yeah,
elements that I want to talk about. Michael faced 4 teams with the number 1 ranked defense in points allowed. LeBron only faced 2.
hmm
Okay, we call it that one slide. Whatever.
sure, sure.
19 out of 25 opponents had over 50 wins. 76%.
Mm-hmm.
19 of 37 opponents had wins over 50 for LeBron. That's a pretty wide margin right there.
Yeah, it is.
6
It
out of
really
25 opponents had under 50 wins for Michael Jordan. 18 of 37 opponents had under 50 wins for LeBron James.
I see. I mean, it's alarming stats. I mean, it's
Like,
definitely alarming stats.
and mind you, these are things that myself and the doctor's been saying, but no one wants to hear it because all they keep saying is, well, you keep talking about the rings. No, we're also talking about the competition.
This has nothing to do with the rings, actually.
Like, yeah, the argument ends with the ring, but it begins with the stats and the competition.
Well,
But no one is bright enough to want to listen to that.
and this figure, this picture that you put on. I mean, there's no real mention of rings.
Nope. No.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's no
No.
mention.
In fact, if you also want to talk about percentages and stats, because that's what we at Debates Among Friends love to do, LeBron only leads Jordan in 2 categories:
Mm-hmm.
rebounds and assists. Jordan didn't have to rebound and assist that much. He had other people doing that for him.
And it's not a huge margin either of assist. We're talking about 0.3.
Same thing with the rebounds.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure if Michael Jordan wanted to get 9 rebounds a game in the playoffs, he will dang sure get 9 rebounds a game in the playoffs.
Well, to his defense, and imagine this. We're talking about Mr. Triple-Double himself, Russell Westbrook. The second person in the MVP racing, in my opinion.
Third in mine, but, that goes without saying.
Hey. When you have somebody like Dennis Rodman on your team, you're not getting those rebounds.
LeBron James has Tristan Thompson, one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now. That's why they paid. That's why they paid the luxury tax to give him $80 million.
Those 8 must be when Tristan Thompson's on the bench.
Hilarious.
I'm just saying.
And that's terrible because even Kevin Love's a pretty good rebounder.
He's not a good rebounder.
I said pretty good. I didn't say good.
Nope. It was a mirage.
Hilarious.
It was a mirage. I mean, think about it. Has he shown anything remotely close to what he did in Minnesota? Not even remotely close. Like,
no.
He has not had one similar game to what he did in Minnesota. I mean, he looks like a completely different guy. I mean, he's out there. He's just not the same person.
Big difference between being, the number 3 guy and being the man on the team. Big difference.
He doesn't even play like he's the number 3. He plays like he's like.
He plays like he's a role player. He plays like he's freaking Richard Jefferson.
Not even listed.
Like he's playing like he's a coaching not playing decision.
Now you're just tripping.
I know I'm tripping a little bit, but
let me
back
ask
to
you
the
this
point.
now.
Go ahead.
I mean, obviously, you got the Cavs. I mean, obviously, we have to get to the Warriors because we've already taken up so much time. Look, it always seems like we're LeBron and Cavs bashing, but you're just trying to put the facts out there. But looking on the other side, the Warriors, they're sweeping teams too.
They are.
I don't think they've gotten much better. I think that Kevin Durant gives them that offensive threat that doesn't involve just shooting threes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if the Cavs and the Warriors do meet up again, I just don't see the Cavs beating the Warriors.
I don't see it either. And the main X factor that I have, doing early predictions, if this was to happen, I'm not talking about 3 championship rings. Kobe, have you? But the biggest X factor is, the front court for the Warriors.
Right.
They drastically improved their front court. I thought it was a terrible idea for the people that they signed, but there was an article from Bleacher Report. Shout out to Bleacher Report. I forgot when, I forgot who, and I'm sorry I didn't put your name inside this reference.
Absolutely.
But the three-headed monster for their front court, David West, Zaza Pachulia, and JaVale McGee, are acting as one superstar center
That they've
split
never
into three
had.
different people.
That they'd never had. Cause
Yeah.
you better not mention Princess Peach.
No.
Okay.
No.
He was always a bum to
No.
me.
I would never do that.
I'm gonna tell
In
you,
fact,
he's up there. He's up there with Ilgauskas.
In fact, don't say that now because Ilgauskas
No.
was your favorite player for a while.
No, I
He
hated
definitely
Ilgauskas.
was your favorite player.
As
He was
slow
like-
as Sabonis.
He was like, look at that jump shot. Oh my gosh, it was
Oh, my
gut.
goodness. Slowest player and slowest center. I mean, we're talking about George Mirasan probably was faster.
But back to point though.
Okay.
I mean, all three of them provides different elements that would make up one legit, great center. Not, Hall of Fame worthy, but, a good center for a team.
Absolutely.
And I think that will be the turning point if they was to, come to terms or come to blows at the NBA Finals this year.
So they're gonna basically those three guys,
Can overload the front court.
and they're gonna really be going after Tristan Thompson.
Absolutely.
Only thing I would say is, and I like David West. Don't get me wrong, I like David West. I don't know so much about Zaza, and I think JaVale McGee is that athletic center that you want, similar to DeAndre Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
What everybody wants Dwight to be. Somebody that knows their role, shuts their mouth, rebounds and dunks, block shots. Tristan Thompson, as great as a motor as he has, if you're going against those three guys, and you're just talking about those three guys,
Yep.
you're not talking about going against Draymond Green.
Nope.
You're not talking about going against Kevin Durant.
Nope.
You're just talking about those three guys. They'll be in for some trouble. I mean, don't get me wrong. They have some great shooters, and I think where it will match up is when they bring in Danny Manning. Where's my problem? God.
Two.
Oh my God.
Danny
Manning.
You want to take the quick break to just do the sponsor then to help you get your thoughts together?
It seems like I've indulged in the sponsor too long. Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure you drink responsibly.
Oh God. Or not drink responsibly, I guess, because when you're not drinking and drinking water, don't drink too much water with lemon, I guess.
I mean, that water, man, I'm telling you, man, it's unlike Flint, but it definitely does something to your body.
Wow. Oh God.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Channing Frye.
There you go. I was like, who Daniel Manning? I'm like, is he a football player?
No, Danny Manning is the coach. He was a basketball player. He's the coach of the Wake Forest. You know Danny Manning.
Oh, yes, Danny Manning. Okay.
But Channing Frye, of course, is going to be always an X factor in the playoffs because he shoots a good three ball. Oh, poor Knicks. But I like this question. I mean, are these dominating teams hurting the NBA, and are we going to see another one soon? I mean, it's tough because that's going to interfere, of course, with the NBA offseason rumors. But I would come to say that any of the free agents that are out there right now could easily say, "Hey, let's get together and let's take out the East." Isaiah Thomas, win or lose this series, could call up Gordon Hayward and say, "Hey, I will let you sign first," because you know Isaiah's going to get a max deal.
Yeah. Isaiah deserves to get paid, ladies and gentlemen.
But they would be able to sign
Like
Gordon Hayward.
anyone who says that he doesn't deserve to get a max contract is out of his head. Because if Harrison Barnes at the time could get a max contract, Isaiah Thomas dang sure can get a max contract.
And this is what I'll say. Because the max contract that Harrison Barnes got, I don't think that was a max contract. I think that was a big deal. But I don't know if that was a max contract.
Every source kept saying it. ESPN, Bleacher Report, Fox Sports, CBS News, all over the place, all kept saying max contract.
I don't know if that was a max contract because you think about it. I mean, Mike Conley got $200 million.
Well, he also re-signed with the same team though, and they could offer him a lot more.
We're talking about 55 million and 200 million. There's no way that that's a max deal. That was a almost max deal,
So it sounds
and
like
maybe
you're saying that the media baited the whole world.
yeah, because there's just no possible way. Like one guy can get $200 million, and the other guy can get 55, 65 million. You call it a max deal. I just think that he got close to a max deal, but it wasn't a max. Even he only got 3 years. It's just not. It's just not adding up to me.
Well, I'm about to verify that right now. It was a 4-year, $95 million contract. No, 4 year, 94 million.
94 million. I thought it was 3 years for some reason. Maybe that fourth year is
An
a
option.
yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
It could be. I was like, wait a minute, it was more than 55.
Maybe that was the amount that was guaranteed. But I mean, he is also 24 years old.
He
It
is.
was
He
that's
has a
what it
lot of
was.
upside. Like,
You know what? He turned down a $64 million deal with the Warriors.
hmm
Maybe that's the one I'm mixing up.
it's all right. It happens. It does.
But it, going back to the super teams and going back to are they dominating? I mean, obviously the West is more it's really more full of super teams than the East.
I would say that the West is probably more full of better developed teams. Even, I guess the Warriors is getting that asterisk because they are a super team, but like the West has more developed teams, which is why as Q Mart said earlier, the West is top heavy, but it doesn't mean that the lower half of the West are slouches though.
Well, let's look at the lower half of the West. Um,
We should pull it up. Going for it.
I mean, we don't have to. I mean, I don't have to really pull it up. I mean, I kind of remember
Are you talking about
most
just
of
for the playoffs or the entire Western Conference? Because I'm only talking about the playoffs.
the playoffs. Absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, you think about it, 6 through 8. You had Utah, you had the Thunder, and you had dang, who was the 8th seed this year? They got swept so fast. I don't
The
even
Portland
remember
Trailblazers.
the Trailblazers.
Oh,
The
they blazed the trail all right.
I mean, they were close one game, weren't they?
I think it was the first game.
Mm-mm. But you think about it, the Trailblazers out of all the teams are probably the only team that's not really built for a long
Playoff run. Yeah,
playoff run.
absolutely.
Um, but all the other teams, including the Utah Jazz, even the Thunder could have got past the Rockets if I think Russell Westbrook would have handled.
Played basketball instead of hero ball the entire game.
I would have said handled the ball a little more better, more strategy. They don't have that strategy. And same with the Clippers. I thought the Clippers could have beat the Jazz had
No,
they actually
they
had a
wasn't gonna win.
strategy.
No, they wasn't gonna win because the Clippers do the same thing every single year. It's to the point to where you know what they're gonna do.
Absolutely.
Even though
Uh,
with the game to 7 games, like you knew what they were gonna do. If it went to a game 7, they was gonna lose the game 7.
and that's terrible. And then you look in the next series, Utah's just used as a floss for Steve Kerr's teeth.
Well, Steve Kerr wasn't even there for that series, was he?
Neither were the Utah Jazz.
Dang! Oh my gosh! The shade! Oh, the Dr. Plus.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
can't
just
believe you said
saying.
it like that, though. I can't believe you said it like that.
Hey, sometimes you got to keep it real, man. But I mean, the dominating teams, though. I mean, w- and of course, I don't want to get into NBA offseason rumors with this statement, but I mean, do you see another team being created in the near future? Because, like I said, I'm watching the 76ers because they got the money They've been drafting all these bigs. They could make one or two pushing moves to acquire a superstar, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but they might require two superstars if they can. I mean, I just feel like the city of brotherly love is time for them to return to glory.
Yeah. The
Joel
team that I
Embiid.
can see that can definitely do that with one good signing is the Bucks.
That's another team. But is that a prime destination? Is the question. And people want to play for Jason Kidd.
I still go by what I said. I feel like that the Bucks need to move on from Jason Kidd, even though I love him as a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good coach.
So
I feel
just
like
off the hip,
they need to move on from him in order for them to get better.
but just shooting from the hip, what player do you think would help them become contenders?
They need a point guard. They need a point
Even
guard.
even though Giannis plays point a lot of times, point forward.
They need he plays point for either a point like they need a wing player like either a two that can play some one or a three that could play two.
I mean, they have some good twos over there. I mean, they've been hurt. All right, so let's say a free agent's out there. You know,
We should probably say that one first.
no, I'm just saying that's not. This is not
Oh, okay.
rumors. This is not rumors because I'm just saying. Let's say a free agent
We're
is out.
speculating. Speculating.
Yeah, we're just
Got it.
speculating. Who? I mean, I think I had. I'll go NBA 2K17. I think I had Dwayne Wade one year going to the Bucks.
Hmm.
Do you think that would help them?
It'll give them a veteran presence, someone who can definitely close out tight games because Dwayne Wade, even though of his age, he's still a closer in this league.
Hmm.
I mean, it's something that can help. I mean, that's the kind of player that Jason Kidd was when he went to the Mavs to help them win the championship.
I'll throw out another name. Aaron Afwalo.
Absolutely not. Next one. How dare you say that?
Oh God!
And that is with the absolute no respect from Professor John Gotti at Ken86 on Twitter.
Oh God! All right, let's get to the other series, sir. Obviously, one game is going on right now with the Washington Wizards trailing the Boston Celtics by almost 20 points.
Hmm.
Is it time for Q's reads to come true for the Washington Wizards?
It's hard to tell.
I know.
It's hard to tell. Like this series, it's so weird because both teams won on the other court.
They've been trolling him for a while now.
They have been trolling. I can't wait to have him on once the conference finals start, which is going to be, within the next month, the way that these teams are playing.
Yes. They have been trolling him so bad.
Because, I mean, the Wizards are a highly talented team. They got the pieces they need to win.
Mm-hmm.
They just do stuff to disappoint. Like, they just find ways to lose. I was watching PTI today, and, they said 83% of the time, the team that wins Game 5 often wins the actual series.
And
I feel like this series is most likely definitely going to go to 7.
I mean, what if this? I mean,
which is great for the casual fan base, for people who really enjoy basketball like you and I, to really want to watch people competing for a 7-game series. But then it's bad on the back end because the Cavaliers have so much rest.
Absolutely.
And the same thing can be said about the other series as well too. I feel like that might tweak into a 7-game series as well too.
What, the Rockets and Spurs?
Mm-hmm.
I watched that game last night, and
yes, this is your time. The floor is yours.
Yes.
Tell the people how the doctor felt after Manu Ginobili. went into the time machine and was playing like he was 29 years old.
I don't know about all that, but I believe that we just didn't execute. I don't think either team executed well in overtime. There's no question about it.
No, they haven't at all.
But the shots that were made, like after Ryan Anderson hit that three in overtime, and then Danny Green came back, or no, I think Manu Ginobili came back, hit the three. I was just like, oh God, let's get a stop, But it just didn't happen, and I was just sitting there like, oh. But
Wait, you're
that
asking for
last,
defense from a Mike D'Antoni team?
mm, not necessarily defense, but just a stop. I mean, it's different between playing defense and just getting a stop in this particular system because
I know, I was
we
trolling.
yes, I know. And you're the troll master, the king of RNG, the troll master, the mayor of
I
Wisconsin,
knew
the
it!
conqueror. But they just didn't. They just didn't execute at the end. I don't know what was going on. I think James Harden was sitting around waiting for a pick that never came. And I felt like we needed to attack the basket a little more in the fourth quarter, especially with Kawhi Leonard out. There was some reaching fouls. There was some lane violations. There was a whole bunch of things that I saw, and I was just like, what in the world is going on? But I mean, like you said, a true basketball fan, I'm just happy again, been happy all season that we've just been able to compete. Because normally in these situations, we would just get spanked out of the water, and we would just get like swept, or we got to come back from 3-1, or we got to do something crazy. But when Kawhi went down, I was just like, oh my God, the blood's in the water. We have to attack. We have to attack, attack, attack. But it
Yeah.
just didn't happen,
Just,
man.
to use a famous coach's quote, you knew who the Spurs were, and you let them off the hook.
That's the hook, And honestly, at some point, you know, I know James is the man, but Eric Gordon, I would have just let him take the last shot. It probably would have been less pressure. And I think after the buzzer rang, he drained the three. So it's like I think sometimes you got to let some of these other guys take the shot.
You do have
And
to
I,
defer. You do have to definitely defer. In the
yeah,
playoffs, what separates, greatness from just people just trying to be overly selfish is understanding the moment.
but it was a great play by Manu Ginobili, though. Without question.
That was a
There was,
heck of a block. Heck
yeah, it
of
was
a
perfect.
block.
Yeah, and that's why I said I can't even hate. I mean, of course, I was mad. Not mad, but I was upset, of course. But then I got over it because I was just
Hmm.
like, whatever.
I'm just saying, like, your team allowed Manu Ginobili to go up there and rock the rim. Like, that dunk,
I
like,
mean, but
spelled
then
so much trouble.
no, he's 39, but I don't know. He didn't really come in. He came in the league kind of old. I felt
He
like.
did. He was
So,
just like a what's his name that you liked who came from the Knicks.
Prigioni.
Prigioni. Yes.
Yeah, like they came in the league old, so I feel like there's no turning back the time. I feel like they just still balling out of control. And I mean, hey, he had to step it up. He had to turn it back to the old years. I mean, hopefully we don't allow him to do it again, and we tie the series up and go into Game 7 and try
Yeah.
to steal San Antonio.
I mean, the next game's coming up. You know, what do you think the Rockets is gonna do? What does the Rockets need to do to force a Game 7 in this series? Because they came into the series, riding high.
I mean, we played really well last night, I thought, until the end. Honestly, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but James Harden was shutting down LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, he was he was getting after him. I thought he played the best defense on LaMarcus Aldridge, which is pretty sad for LaMarcus Aldridge, who was really kind of dominating Clint Capella, which is pretty sad for Clint Capella that James Harden's playing better than him against LaMarcus Aldridge. But I mean, we're just gonna have to drive the lane, get back to the free throw line, and try something different. That high pick and roll is great, but sometimes we got to try something different.
True. Skip Bayless mentioned one factor in this game that I'm pretty sure you might agree with, and you might have some content with it. He said the people who were playing for the Rockets were tired by the time it hit. the fourth quarter. They was pretty much gassed. They had no lift on their shots, with D'Antoni only playing 7-man rotation. Is there some facts to it as a Rockets fan? Because I could look at it and say whatever, but as a Rockets fan, as you watched the game last night, did you feel like they were just tired? Do you feel like D'Antoni needs to change it up and, go with a 9-man rotation or something? What is it that you've seen on a GM perspective? Give me your GM view of this.
I heard them say that they were playing 7. I didn't understand why. As I mentioned to you, I felt like they could have put in Sam Decker and Montrezl Harrell and let them take the 16 to 18 minutes that Nene would play and maybe split it between both of them.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden needs his rest. Clearly, some of the other guys getting in foul trouble. It doesn't help at all. I felt like, hey, rely on your young guys. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing Montrezl Harrell. Nothing at all. Not even remotely close. So he can rebound. He can play a little bit of defense. I mean, there's been some games where he's dropped 20 points. And he's looked very good. Sam Decker had a lot of spring, even in that last game, when he just did nothing but hustle, just to get himself back into the game. And even though they were blowing him out by 20, 30 points, he was playing like they were down. And, I mean, that's the kind of effort that we needed. And I think I would have capitalized on that and put him in the game.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I thought Sam Decker at least should have played. I was pretty shocked that he didn't. I thought Bobby Brown played good in the closing minutes. I would have honestly, I'm never opposed to having all 10 guys play. Like, I'm okay with that. I never understood why coaches don't use all of their resources. I could see if we had 5 scrubs on the bench, or 3 to 4 scrubs on the bench. But, I mean, there's some solid players back there that can play. So, on this last game, I have a feeling that he's going to go at least 8 or 9 people. And just let them work, man.
I can let them work. That. I can agree with that.
Let them work.
I always feel like, just like you said, just utilizing your resources, to its maximum potential. Like, if your players are gassed out, like, that's a sign right there. Running full throttle for 48 minutes is never a good idea.
And we play pickup basketball, so I get it. We play, full court, park basketball. So, I mean, me, 3 games used to be my limit, so.
I used to do like 6, 7 games.
3 games, that's all I could do before my legs was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore.
It was to a point where I'm like, doctor, you need to carry me back because I'm not moving anymore. Nope. I gave everything I had out there. And he'll just walk away laughing as I'm lifting back.
Dee-da.
But let's move on.
So,
to the subject that you really, really, really want to talk about.
I mean, I hate it, but we all, as media, we love it, I guess. But we hate it at the same time.
I don't love it at all, actually.
B.
Better Business B. Bureau. Oh wait, no, you mean Baller Brand.
Nope, not that one. Big Baller Brand. If you don't have enough money, if you don't have $495 to buy these sneakers, the ZO2s, you're not a baller.
Well, LeVar, this is from the bottom of my heart, from Debates Among Friends. You can keep your shoe.
And it's funny. I don't know if you saw the post that I did a couple of days ago, where somebody had posted a picture of Kobe's old shoe and this shoe, and it looks like almost exactly the same with a little bit less rubber at the bottom. It's like so funny. It looks like the same exact shoe, just they just decreased the amount of gray rubber at the bottom.
That's crazy.
But $495. What do you think about that? Being somebody who looks at data all day, what do you? $495, bro.
I look at it in 2 perspectives. On the business side, it's great. You're trying to really push your brand. You're trying to be innovative in a market that's already established, and basically trying to establish a brand for your son. So I think it's great that they're trying to do that. This is business Gotti talking.
Sure.
I think it's great, by saying that, you're saying, hey, the media is going to pay attention to this. Whether or not it sells as much, and I believe on Monday, it was about 209 that was sold.
That's not bad.
Which isn't terrible.
It's not
But,
bad.
Also, majority of those were people who is a size 8.
Mm.
So, not really a lot of variety there.
But you also got to keep in mind that he hasn't even played a game in the NBA yet. So
Well,
209.
and this is going towards the basketball guy
Right.
now talking. He hasn't played a single game in the NBA. He's getting overhyped, bro.
Bro.
Right now. He could be the real thing. We don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know this, but he has yet to actually step foot onto an NBA court against NBA caliber talent.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, by the way, his last game in the NCAA during the tournament, he looked like a fool.
Mm.
So when people look at the shoe and see $495 for a pair of shoes, they
Right.
look at it and they chuckle. They scoff. They say LeVar Ball is crazy. He's deranged. He must have lost his dang mind.
What do you think? What do you say to those parents, though, or not even those parents? I've got a lot of the guys who said, "Oh, he's smart. He's just trying to take care of his kids. He has confidence in his kids. And I heard another perspective from another dad who said he's casting too much spotlight on his kid, and the pressure could be so immense that his son could crack under pressure."
Both is true. His son can definitely crack on pressure because by the time he actually, once again, as soon as he reaches the NBA level, he hasn't even been drafted yet.
Not drafted yet, and just
especially
thinking
if he
about
gets
it.
drafted in a big market city. Let's say the Lakers do get him.
Let's say he goes to the 76ers. You said they need a guard.
Like let's even go even more crazy. Let's say he goes to the Knicks.
Yikes.
Like they're going to expect so much because of his father. All the crap that his father said to hype him up, New York is going to expect that and more.
See, I don't know if
Same
his
thing with LA. The Sixers is kind of different because even though they are getting much better and, their big man system is now starting to dwindle now where they're finally
right.
showing, hey, these are the centers that we finally want and we're going to start getting rid of the other people. The Philadelphia fan base has a bad habit of just hating people just to hate them.
But think about it like this. What if he goes and even if he was to sign one deal, let's say he goes top 3, and he signs one NBA rookie deal, which of course is based
Which I
on the
don't
new.
think he's going to go top 3.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna go
I
top
don't
3?
think he's going to go top 3.
Well, let's pull up a quick mock draft.
Because we have to see what he's going to do during the NBA Combine.
What if he skips it?
I think that's going to hurt his stock a little bit.
Let's take a look at just a quick mock draft just to see.
Absolutely.
Where do you think he would go? If you had to throw out a not knowing who's drafting where. Yeah, because they haven't done they haven't done the lottery yet, right?
No, the lottery's coming up soon though.
I'll give you this particular one from NBC Sports. You just let me know where.
I'm
Where
looking
do you
at the
think?
same one.
Okay, it's okay. So there's no guess here. But I was just thinking out of hand. You say you don't think he's going
top 10 in this mock draft.
Oh, so we're looking at 2 different ones then.
Depends on when it was actually published. By the way, shout out to NBC Sports for being confusing. Yeah, this one just published today.
Yeah, the one I'm looking at was published.
Oh, you know what? He's number 3 for the Lakers. Hey, look at that, Lakers. Doctor got reads. Make sure you buy that T-shirt
Oh.
on teesprings.com.
So let's just say this breaks down, which I hate this, by the way. The Celtics in this scenario would have the number one pick. Oh, that's so crazy to me. But they did what they had to do.
Yep.
So they would not only get to the playoffs, potentially get a chance to go against LeBron in the finals, but then they would go back and get the number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So
You know,
thinking,
say
looking at
thank
this
you
mock draft
to
though,
the Brooklyn Nets for that. Shout outs this in your October.
October. Looking at this though, look who the Philadelphia 76ers take.
Jason Tatum.
Another forward.
Yep.
And they just drafted Ben Simmons last year.
They just drafted Ben Simmons last year, who was injured throughout the whole year.
But I do love who the Knicks are taking.
Malik Monk, I'm actually okay with that.
If this holds true, that would be outstanding. I don't know about the Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams mold.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean,
but I'm pretty happy with that. Even if the Knicks were to take Dennis Smith Jr., the point guard from NC State, I'll be okay with that.
And I'm okay with that. I actually would love for the Knicks to draft a solid point guard that can work well with Porzingis. And then actually keep him and not frick him. I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. It almost happened.
So he goes to L.A. Lonzo Ball goes to L.A.
Mm-hmm. So first of all, he's already playing in a big market that is hungry for playoff success.
So what happens with the other guys that they drafted? Brandon Ingram's still so skinny. You got the point guard that they have now. So I don't know. Is Lonzo Ball a point guard? Is he a shooting guard? Like I don't even know.
Don't know. I wish I could tell you.
Yeah, I don't even know. Because in college basketball, they play
so many different positions.
They play so free,
Yep. Well, it's the same thing with the NBA these days too.
That's true. So
we have small forwards being power forwards and power forwards being centers these days.
True. So he goes to the Lakers. He gets his first rookie deal. A couple $1 million. He's got a shoe, but by then he'll probably have sold at least 500 pair.
Yep.
So I mean,
Lonzo Ball is a point guard.
Is his dad setting him up for success, or is he setting him up for failure?
Honestly, we can only wait and see. We don't know because we have to see what he does on the court. Like I just got finished watching a video today from Swish Out. Shout outs to was it Swish Out? No, it was not. It was Mike Korzemba. That's who it was. Comparing Lonzo Ball with Jason Kidd.
Wow.
And you hear about that and you're like, oh, whatever. I think it was Switch Out Sports actually. It was Switch Out Sports. Apologies for that. But his comparison, the things that he was saying in the analysis held true. Crazy scorer can high output, can definitely get triple doubles if he needs to. And just as they said in the mock draft, high basketball IQ with great court vision, and who definitely sums up that Jason Kidd, who was quite possibly one of the best point guards of the 2000s. Possibly best point guards of the 2000s, folks. There's other ones that definitely can take the argument, so don't sit there and start getting mad on the chat. Jeez.
Uh-oh. So let me ask you this. What happens to D'Angelo Russell in this situation?
I don't know, because is he still in the doghouse over there? Like, it was a big thing for, Kobe's last season. After that, it just disappeared.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's in the doghouse, but, I mean, it seems like his tenure is starting to be over because of immaturity questions. I guess they're questioning if he can handle this, but, I mean, a young team, again, like the 76ers, or a team that might be in the draft, picking late, maybe makes a trade for him.
I mean, I guess the real question is, how would you feel if the Celtics do end up with the number one pick?
It would suck, but I mean, if that's the way it breaks down, I mean,
I mean,
it would
I
be.
know my Knicks are not getting the number one pick. Like, it's just not happening. And if we do, James Dolan's gonna muck it up somehow.
Yeah, he'll
That's
trade for
just what
Paul.
they do.
He'll probably try to trade for Paul George, even though you guys don't have the money.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just went there. I'm so mad that you went there.
I'm sorry, but I guess we can get the NBA offseason rumors now since we talk about spending money.
Please, let's just keep going. Oh my gosh.
So let's just go over three or four people that we know could be on the move. Starting with Gordon Hayward, which obviously we've talked about a little bit off the podcast. I would love to have him in Houston, but I know that's very unlikely to happen.
That's not gonna happen. Although, if you manage to move people around to make the cap room, anything is possible. The
And
thing
when you
about
think,
Gordon Hayward is he does want to play with his coach from college. I
and that
think
makes
that'd be a
sense.
great move for him. I think it's something that the Celtics definitely need. With
But
the
will they need?
backcourt of Isaiah Thomas, Marcus Smart, and Gordon Hayward would be, a legit threat in the East, in my opinion.
Now wait a minute. You skipped Avery Bradley.
Well, well, either Avery Bradley or Marcus Smart. The other one's going to be a six man.
What about Jamison Crowder?
Jameson Crowder is a four.
No, he's not. He's a three.
But he basically plays four. Well, this is what we just got finished talking about, how the NBA warped the different positions. Now, there's no such thing as a pure three anymore. Like, most threes are now playing fours, or if not, they're playing twos.
I feel like they're you're gonna have to let him go.
Who, Jameson Crowder?
Yeah.
You might have to. Are you only saying that because you want him to come to Houston?
No. I'm saying it because right now, just looking at the starting lineup right now,
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder, Amir Johnson plays the 5, and Al Horford plays the 4.
Yep.
So you're saying that what would they do with Amir Johnson?
Another good question.
And think about it, they would potentially have the number one pick in the draft. They have like they
I
have like
mean,
30 players on this team,
we
bro.
literally keep talking about we need someone to, give better competition in the East.
With this roster right here, I don't know if they can beat. I don't know if they can beat the Cavs.
I never
And I
said anything
only
about beating the Cavs. I'm talking about at least just making it more interesting.
it's all about beating the Cavs. Just like the Rockets tried to load up just to
If it
beat
was
the
up to John
Warriors.
Gotti and he was playing in the game, he would have low cut LeBron James. And guess
We
what?
know
Now we
that.
can beat the Cavs.
We know that. But
Low
think
cut
about
and
it. The
give him walls
Rockets.
of Jericho, lion tamer style, not Boston Crab, and make him tap
God.
on the floor.
Think about it like this: the Rockets went out and got Gordon, Ryan Anderson, Lou Williams, specifically to shoot threes and compete with the Warriors. Nobody else but the Warriors.
No one else but the Warriors.
Teams have got to go out and sign players to compete against the Cavs.
Hmm.
It was picking up Al Horford enough for them to compete against the Cavs.
Absolutely not.
So I mean, would picking up Gordon Hayward be enough to at least compete with the Cavs?
I think it's a good starting point. It depends on what else they do, though.
They have the number one pick in the draft. I mean,
If
I
they
don't
get the
know.
number one pick in the draft and they pick up, someone really, really good that's maybe a 4 or a 5, then yeah, I could definitely see them making some,
But then they're
headway
not.
to competing.
They would have to pick up Markel Fultz, who's a shooting guard. Maybe they let Marcus Smart go.
Anything could happen. Doctor.
Look at it. I mean, Markel Fultz. I don't even think there are any except for Jason Tatum
Yep.
and I guess the kid from Arizona.
Hmm.
I don't think there are any Bigs. Let's see.
The Jared Allen.
In the top 10, I was going to say.
I was looking at top 20.
But the Celtics are the number one pick. See, they
People made
trade.
stupid decisions anyway. Remember Kwame Brown?
No, no. That was just Michael Jordan. That's no.
Hasheem
No, not
Thabit?
we're not
Jaleel
doing that.
Okafor?
Well, to defend those guys,
I can't say Greg Gordon because he just injury plagued, and that was just
you can't
unfortunate.
say Jaleel Okafor either. I mean, I think he's playing very well. It's just he's playing in Philadelphia. You can't put him with the beat. Come on, come on. The beat just can't. He just couldn't play.
He just
I
couldn't do
mean,
anything.
yeah. I mean, even Michael. Think about it. It took Michael Beasley years to actually learn how to play. It seems like just to learn how to play NBA basketball.
I think it was that plus the offseason issues with Michael Beasley, though.
Yeah.
It was just both of them.
But let's throw out another name just to see what happens here, and because obviously we don't want to spend too much time on NBA offseason because it hasn't started yet. But obviously there are several teams that could split. I'm going to throw out a team, and you tell me, do they stay together or do they split?
All right.
The Toronto Raptors.
They need to re-sign Kyle Lowry, but he's talking about going back west, so that one is.
I mean the team. I mean, does the team need to stay together or do they need to split?
I think they need to stay together, but they need to try to keep Kyle Lowry, and do something big in the offseason.
They won't have any money.
Or do something in the draft then.
Right. The Indiana Pacers.
They need to split big time because Paul George is out of there.
The Memphis Grizzlies.
They also need to split. It worked for them 4 years ago. It's not working now.
The not the Lakers. The LA Clippers.
Oh, it's Splitsville, man.
I mean, how did they split though?
Splitsville.
We talked about them a little bit last week, but how did they split? Like how is it gonna go? Do they try to re-sign Chris Paul, let Blake go? Do they re-sign Blake? Do they let both of them go? Try to go Kyle Lowry? Like,
I think they're gonna try to keep Chris Paul. They're gonna let Blake walk, but then Chris Paul's gonna sign with another team. So DeAndre Jordan's sitting there left holding the bag, a la Damian Lillard.
wow.
Except, Damian Lillard could drop you 65 points a night.
Hilarious. I think that's really it for me as far as teams because every other team I feel like is still building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you think about it, like the Trailblazers are still building. Obviously, there's always rumors of Blake Griffin going to Oklahoma City, which wouldn't make any sense.
That would just be the same situation, but made it worse.
Because you think about it, they have Enes Kanter, they have Steven Adams. Like, they don't need Blake Griffin, but they would take him.
Steven Adams to what, $100 million contract?
It wouldn't make any sense to me either.
Which is now, in the conversation of one of the worst contracts in NBA history, along with Jerome James.
Yikes. But let's keep pushing forward, bro. I mean, you mentioned the fighting games revealed. Obviously, FGC, always big topic of discussion on Debate Amongst Friends.
Absolutely.
Tell him, Hawk.
Well, Injustice 2, a game that the doctor was very heavily, interested in, as in regards to the trailers and some early gameplays and stuff like that. It is going to be released on the 16th. They just brought out some of their main story modes. Talked about some of the different things that you can do as well too. The game looks absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be great. I don't remember if it's going to be part of Evo, but
it
is part of Evo.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be something to definitely watch out for.
The only thing that stinks is that
they don't have much time for it.
I didn't. I mean, some people got the beta,
Beta doesn't mean anything. Trust me. Ask people who play Street Fighter 5 and they'll tell you beta means nothing.
but the idea of just even if you didn't get a chance to play fully, just understanding the buttons and like picking, like let's say you might have got a chance to play with Superman, and you just be like, oh man, Superman, I'm rolling with him because that's a guy I got the chance to play with.
Yep.
Just having that advantage of beta testing with Superman and learning the controls, I mean, that alone gives people an advantage, and that's the only thing that sucks. I mean, obviously, I have 6 days. Um, obviously, we're really big on the division right now, but I don't know. I might have to swing by and pick it up.
I mean, the most interesting character right now to me is like Poison Ivy and Scarecrow. Like,
Mm,
for one thing, I don't like being a hero when it comes to games. I like to be the villain,
hilarious.
even though I'm a tweener, according to the doctor.
Absolutely.
But it's just something about the villains that just it draws to me.
I mean, you get
Um,
the Heart of
and
Gold, but the King of Troll.
oh gosh, I can't believe that. Chris, we might need to mute the doctor for like 5 minutes. It might need to happen, Chris.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Chris. But I mean, they're I guess you could call it their supers, their special moves. It
Yes,
just
I've
looks
seen
so
it.
interesting. Like it looks awesome.
No,
Not to mention
definitely.
that Poison Ivy as Maximilian Dude. Follow him at Maximilian underscore Dude, DOD. I mean, she can spawn little Yoshis, plant Yoshis. Like I think that's just gonna be awesome. Like there's so much mix up
Definitely.
and stuff that can go on. Granted, there's a lot of characters that do a lot of keep away, which I don't like. I
Right.
like to get in people's faces and be tactical about it. But it's so many variety of characters and the character traits, moves, and stuff like that. Like I just can't wait to do it. And it's out in 6 days. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to try to play the game. The
Yeah.
doctor's ready to try the game as well too. I mean, I think it's gonna be incredible. But the
Without
other one
question.
that I wanted to talk about is in the realm of Street Fighter V, and we just had a new character being revealed,
Yes, I saw
which
him.
is the prodigy of longtime Street Fighter uh, participant Balrog, and his name is
Hmm.
Ed. I watched his trailer, and
I
I was
watched
like,
it.
oh my goodness, this feels like Sean from Second Impact before he got nerfed to death.
But let me ask you though. I mean, out of all the names in the world, Ed. I
And
mean,
I know
God. Out of all the names these characters have, I mean, Ed. Wow.
Ed just plain, but I mean his play style is awesome. He combined, boxing and I mean maybe it's a little bit of kickboxing, but he has
Hmm.
heavy boxing moves just like
I
Boxer,
saw.
and then he combines that with Psycho Power as well too, and a lot of the mix up that he can do. Like he just looks so excited. I can't wait to watch people actually play as Ed. I think that he can definitely, raise some eyebrows and just astound people in the upcoming tournaments coming up. Once they get a chance to be able to play with him. But like I can see like people, I mean maybe even your boy, the guy who you call the pissant might even main Ed towards Evo and
That would be
turn him into
insane.
the next Nash.
Oh God, not Nash.
I mean
Anyone but
Nash
you,
been
Nash.
nerfed in the second season, so he's not as OP as he was in the first season in Evo last
Anyone
year.
but you, Nash.
I mean, granted,
Anyone but you.
I'm personally hoping that Laura becomes, top 8 in Evo this year. Because I personally enjoy Laura, the things that she can do,
Sure.
plus it's a female who's doing a lot of grapples that's not Cammy.
I want to see Natalie.
Oh boy, you do like Nikali. But I'm really looking
Natalie, that's his
forward
name. Yeah.
to, as soon as they have Sean come on, but he's probably going to be part of Season 3. They still have 3 more characters to reveal. One of them is a Bison doll. It might have been the one with the swords. I forgot the
Hmm.
name off the top of my head. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Street Fighter, they have a new stuff coming out. We got Injustice coming out as well too. We still got the Tekken series still going alive and well. The last thing I talk about with the esports is we got Combo Breaker coming up this weekend. It's gonna be great. We still got CEO coming up, and then afterwards we got Evolution 2017 out in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely gonna try to get the Doctor to compete in CEO because he has been interested ever since I showed him the Royal Rumble.
Yes, I'm always interested in you competing because I think that you have a better ability to actually hold combos than I do.
Combo breaker. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we never know what's gonna happen. Maybe debates among friends will, play some fighting games and try to make a name for ourselves in there. We don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, we could be talking to the Evolution champion of 2020 and Dr. Trevor Ocean.
Right. We're more likely looking at the 2018 winner, the Professor John Gotti, the King of Anji, the Troll Master himself, the King of
as usual, the biggest thing that I'm always looking forward to for... Oh, gosh. Chris, this is his last strike. This is his last strike. But the biggest thing I'm always looking forward to the Evo, the fans, the people voted it in. I also voted it in when I had the chance to. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is making its final appearance at Evo before we go into Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which, based off the beta trailers and, some of the base gameplays that they have, it's going to look awesome. It's going to play pretty good. They definitely enhanced some things, but this is the final year of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's going to be, hype just like it was last year. The Doctor was there. He was just losing his mind just watching, our boy Christopher G, became Blue River and have the boyhood dream come true, and it was just awesome. So I'm just looking forward to things like that in the upcoming months. I mean, and that's about it for fighting game news, sir. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm pretty good with it.
I guess we could talk about our last subject, which is WWE. And one thing that the Doctor definitely wanted to talk about, he wanted to talk about this since it came out, because he is still commenting on it. And it was some leaked photos of a WWE women wrestler. Can't call it Divas anymore because that doesn't exist anymore.
Thank God.
Charlotte Flair had some photos revealed last week. The Doctor had a chance to stew it in and have his reactions for it, and we're gonna give the floor to him to provide his take on it.
I literally just threw up in my mouth. Literally.
Oh my gosh.
All in there, like, I can't even. It's terrible. I just can't. I can't even do it.
Oh, it's too funny.
Yeah, I just can't. Oh God.
I understand because there's so many podcasts. Shout outs to Wrestling Soup, Don Tony, Kevin Castle, Solid Monster, just all of these different podcasts just talking about the same subject, and it's just unanimous. Like, she doesn't look like that she's trying to do it sexily, but at the same time, the things that we seen wasn't necessarily, looking at like a Playboy fitness model.
Oh God. I'm gonna just throw up everywhere.
And we're gonna go from Charlotte to talk about Roman Reigns, which made me throw my mouth a little bit.
Oh God.
One of the biggest questions that was, being asked, it definitely was asked to Solid Monster. Follow Solid Monster at Solid Monster on Twitter, by the way. Is Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar being groomed to be fed to Roman Reigns?
Oh God. Well, Brock Lesnar needs to be fed to someone because, I was looking at the salaries the other day, and it's pretty sad the difference in price. It's actually funny because somebody actually responded. I'm sorry, looking at Facebook, somebody actually responded to one of your LeBron versus Jordan comparison. It's pretty big novel there. We'll never get a chance to read that online, but
I mean, we have the time on there. If we could do a quick segue, we could talk about that right now.
I mean, it just says LeBron will never be Jordan. It's simple. The amount of stuff that he accomplished is just too hard to reach at this point. I mean, Jordan won more titles, has a killer instinct over him, goes over ahead, and never has to leave his team to do so. Played with tougher rules, beat over 30 Hall of Famers, which is what I
I
mentioned.
love that line. Say that line again, please. About never having to leave his team.
Oh, he said, at this point, I mean, Jordan won more titles, has the killer instinct over him, and has never has to leave his team to do so. Play with tougher rules, beat over 30 Hall of Famers. I mean, the man went to play a second sport for crying out loud, just to take a break because he was dominating basketball that much, only to come back and win 3 straight championships. I mean, let's be serious. If Jordan ever did what LeBron did, and
That
got
was
himself,
controversial right there. Oh my
yeah,
god.
and got himself like let's say a Barkley or a Stockton to join the Bulls, or both, he would have won like 10 championships straight. This comparison will always be silly to me because Jordan is on another league of his own, and while LeBron and him are the top 10 players, when he is looking to try and pass the GOAT, it's impossible because Jordan is over 9,000. My 2 cents. No comparison.
I completely agree with
Hashtags.
his stance completely. I would love to get a LeBron maniac, and they love to say stuff, but they don't want to make their voices heard on the podcast. I'm gonna challenge them to come onto the podcast and defend LeBron James. I think that'd be a great debate.
Absolutely.
And
But
I
back
don't
to
mean the
Bron.
great debaters. Shout out to
Denzel.
exactly.
But back to people being fed to Roman.
A la
I
Ryback.
think I think Brock Lesnar gets paid too much money. It's time to let him go. We're talking about 12 million to, I think the person closest to him is AJ Styles, but it's like we're talking about a 9 to 10 million difference. It's time to let him walk. I don't think he's the big draw. Neither do I think Roman Reigns is.
I don't
But
like. Ever since Brock came back, I don't think he was as big of a draw that WWE believe he is.
yeah, I mean, I
I mean, I
honestly
felt
think.
that way about Goldberg, and I got flack about that.
No, I don't think you got flack. I think I said it was just nostalgia. That's all it was, nostalgia.
If it was for one match, I would have been happy with it.
I didn't want to see him go out like he did, but whatever. I don't know about Brock. Only thing that makes Brock exciting really is Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman is the only reason why I want to see Brock on TV.
I mean,
Like,
that's it.
like if I had a chance to learn from Paul Heyman in the way of hyping stuff up and conveying messages across in a way that he can just feel what the crowd is doing and go off of that. Like, I would love to sit in a room, or have dinner with Paul Heyman and just talk to him about business. Like, he's a great mind for business, a great eye for business, and someone I would love to just learn from. But as far as
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, I got tired of him quickly.
Now, now you also mentioned another athlete slash superstar that you are getting tired of, and that's Eva Marie.
About her.
I thought she was done.
She is done with WWE. She's doing modeling and stuff now. In
Okay.
fact, fun fact, she was at the E League in Atlanta, Georgia for the Celebrity Invitational and got whooped by Reggie Bush.
Oh goodness. Because you asked me
No, it wasn't
earlier-
Reggie Bush. It was by Shaq, and Shaq cheated.
Oh my god. 'Cause
Shaq
you
had to
asked
cheat to
me
win.
now. You asked me, was she the Roman Reigns?
Yes, it was another podcast that mentioned it. Like, I watch a lot of podcasts, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure.
And is Eva Marie, the Roman Reigns of the women division.
Not even close because I don't think she got. I don't think she got the push that Roman did.
I don't think she got the heat from Roman and the way that people believe, she got the heat because they was trying to make her something that she's not, which is a wrestler. And she can't
Gotcha.
wrestle. Roman can wrestle. We haven't said he can't wrestle. It's just he's not there yet.
He was there, you said, but they blew it.
They blew it, and this is why I say they blew it. And for the people that haven't had a chance to look at the previous episodes when I mentioned this, I'll mention this again. When he was red hot, like red hot, towards the end of the Shield days, like he was red hot, the biggest guy in the company. At that Royal Rumble, they should have pulled the trigger, let him win it, and then have him win the title at WrestleMania. That would have been the best business decision. But they waited 1 year too late. Because after the Shield disbanded, then that's when the people found out that Roman Reigns cannot wrestle well. And because of that, that's when they turned on him.
That's just terrible.
So it was a year too late. That's why I said, yeah, they should have pulled the trigger. It was a year too late. I mean, granted, they have a habit of doing that, a long history of doing that. Not gonna call out any names. CM Punk.
Oh God.
Dang it, Brian.
Oh God, I see what you're doing there.
Oh man, my allergies just full of BS to push out for WWE. Oh my gosh.
Oh God, I saw what you did there. What can the WWE get to win me back? I mean, that's a major question. What can the WWE to win me back?
I don't know.
Because I feel like they lost me.
I don't know, because they're losing me too. Like, yes, Shinsuke is there, but they're trying to force him to talk.
Which I know you hate.
Which is like setting him up for failure, and like that's a big pet peeve of mine. Oh yeah, well, he can't speak English very well. Well, let's put him in a ring and make him talk for 30 minutes.
Oh God, not 30 minutes.
Like,
not 30 minutes, bro.
Understand people's strengths and utilize those strengths. If you can help them fix it, do it backstage.
Right.
Away from live cameras. Don't do it right there and then watch, blah, 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 and then having us, as King Ross like to say, massive marks, sit there and criticize the fact that he can't speak full English. Which he can, but it's not his native language.
Of course.
So I'm happy that he's out there, but I feel like that they're set him up for failure.
And I don't know what the motive is, I just don't know. But Vince likes that old school.
Big sweaty Ben.
I wasn't going to go there.
Big sweaty Ben. You can say it. It's true.
I wasn't going to go there. I was going to go promos where the main guys got to talk, except for Brock, of course, because he has Paul Heyman. I just don't know anymore. Is there any other news? Like I said, I haven't really got a chance to watch. Braun
Strowman's out with injury.
Yeah.
Which I told you is more because of him trying to act like a character from Years of War.
Yes. Yes. You have said that.
We have Jinder Mahal against Randy Orton coming up really soon.
Which I like. I wish the push wasn't ulterior motived.
It is ulterior motive.
I hate that so much.
Anything that happens randomly like that is because of ulterior motives. And no, folks, that is not alternate facts.
Like, it sucks so bad because I feel like he's got the strength. I don't know about having the it factor, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard
to me. Yeah, that stinks.
It's hard. It's just one of those things, sir.
But I think we have to get to some final thoughts.
Absolutely, Doctor. What are your final thoughts for this week for the people? Tell the people what is it that is on your mind.
Well, I know one thing that I'm very excited about, and that is the Bucks have been selected for Hard Knocks on HBO, which is going to be outstanding. I love Hard Knocks. and I look forward to watching it once it released. I saw part of the trailer, and of course, little teasers about the Bucks. Of course, is always sweet. But just watching them on Hard Knocks, I always wanted them to be on there, and just gonna have that ability to see it. I look so forward to it, as well as I look forward to Evo coming soon to a theater near you.
To a theater near you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just went there. I'm looking forward to it as well too. I mean, we're doing it bigger this time. I mean, I think we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be one of those things, man. I mean, hopefully we get a chance to get some interviews down for some people. We could post it out here to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well too.
Definitely.
But we're gonna end the
live.
show. But my final thoughts: we're gonna end the show with a sombering news. Longtime ESPN broadcaster Chris Berman, wife Kathy, unfortunately passed away via a car accident on Tuesday. She was 67 years old, and I mean, our thoughts and prayers is going out to Chris Berman and the rest of his family. I mean, it was just terrible news. Definitely woke up this morning and seen this in my news feed, and it hit me pretty hard, and just showing how much love and support he's getting from not just the NFL but just sports in general. It just shows how great and awesome sports is for just the world itself. So our condolences here at Debates Among Friends.
Absolutely.
I think that's enough awkward silence. But tonight we have ourselves a pretty good track from Substantial. We love his songs, and this song itself is, something that we definitely just wanted to feature this week. Long time podcast listener as well too. The name of the track is No Turning Back 2.0 featuring Uyama Hiroto. It is from his album of The Past is Always Present is the Future. And we'll catch you again next week, ladies and gentlemen, every single Wednesday night on YouTube Live. And we're also broadcasting live on Twitch. You can also find our previous episodes on any podcast application. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the YouTube app. Hit the little bell so you can get notifications whenever we go live. And you can follow myself on Twitter at Ken86.
And TL Double.
And Debates Among Friends at Debates Among Friends.
I can't believe you went there.
And we'll catch you again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening, and have yourselves a great evening. Peace and love.
Deuces.
Go. Yeah, in my rear view, fast living and fast women that I went through, like underwear and dirty linens I get hit to. The ways of a player wanna be pimpin', breaking curfews and heart splitter like politicians. I know, so cold. Talk to never love them, yet we act like hoes. See, I chose to grow, but if I stay the same with more records we sold. They love it when you gon' love them and abuse them. Like when you fuck them and dump them, it's just amusement. Sick to me, you get more publicity when you're cooning. Yeah, question your authenticity when your judgment is proving. That's that bullshit, I'm past that. Just watch them how they been there, I'm quicker than halfbacks. Y'all will make your ass clap for a check your ass cap. To your ass cap, never meet y'all, can't have that. There is never backwards for me. I look back, my bag's packed. Thought I was nuts, but when I tried to dip, they gon' the sack. I hushed the bus, watch my 6 note the time. My hats off, the haters while staying on they mind. My crime is trying to grow or stay true, while they rather love go selling them short, disgraceful. Yo, they telling tall tales, them stories ain't true. Keep building like I own it, then walls are break through. And I can't stop, they can't hold me. When people talk like they know me, we think so weak, they don't know themselves. Trying to confine me to their hell, but I ain't dumbing down to make you feel comfortable. And I ain't slowing down for you to catch up, my dude. You live for the lie, you don't really want the truth. I don't change for fear, my dear, nor what the truth. Never backwards, forward. Never backwards, forward. Never backwards, forward. My friend is sadly long gone. I wish we could make some more songs a hit. The town and break bread for kicks. I'm here missing you instead. Watching these clowns fight your style and use your image. Meanwhile, they barely give you your props when you were living. I doubt your family getting a check. They got me living. Mispronounce your name. They act like they knew what you intended. This isn't for the authentic. It's meant for the hypocritical. Who this the dude who's fit for you since the very beginning? If the bomb fracture still sought after. They want more classics, I want more laughter. And I can hit them with this unreleased material. Since your so-called fans think my solo work is trivial, unless it's me and you, but where's the honor in that? When most of it was subpar, or we thought it was whack. They'd probably be overjoyed if I bought a few tracks you didn't finish, then distribute them all over the map. That's what they're hoping, but I'll never fuck you over like that. I'll forever honor your memory, but there's no turning back, you know? Backwards, forward. On with it up. Never backwards, forward. Yeah. On with it up. Yeah. Never backwards, forward. Yeah. We're supposed to learn from the past, not live in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to my brother Nuzabeth. Memory lives on. To all of y'all trying to live off of his death. Time to suck ass shit back. Never backwards, forward we go. On with it up. On with it up.